So, myself and Dan, say hello, Dan,
hello.
to all the little children.
Hello, Dan.
We're about to change the brake discs and pads on an i30 and show you how to do it. So go on then, Dan, Mr. Teacher.
First off, you need spanners. Get the right ones. Always help. Not like me. I tend to struggle.
You tend to be the spanner.
Always.
So what bolts are you undoing there?
These are the caliper bolts. Hold it all together, which go into the sliders, which help the caliper slide back and forth when pressing the brake and releasing.
So how you hold that up?
Well, normally you have, if you want, you can use cable ties and hang it up here so you don't put strain on the pipe.
Yeah, because you don't want to do that.
Normally, if you sit around here, if you get it in the right angle, it can sit. No, it's not going to sit that way.
Do you want me to go get you something to hold that up?
No,
Okay.
try and hook it up like that. Stay.
We're going to get so much abuse for you doing that because people really don't like it when people do that. They like the, because I've got bungee ties and stuff. I've got bungee cords and stuff if you want to hold it up.
How big are they?
Quite big, but you can turn them around on themselves.
No, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine because I haven't got to shake this about or anything.
Fair enough. Right, so next bit.
These are normally a pain in the bum if I can find the right one. There it is.
Get in there, do a nice easy
brake. If
brake.
you're changing discs and pads, this doesn't matter.
No.
If you're changing just the pads,
you don't want to start.
If the discs aren't down to the minimum spec, you don't want to use this because you can damage the disc.
Cokey. To be fair, there's quite a bit of meat left on those. What are they, about half worn?
No, over half worn.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But the minimum spec normally is about 3 on the fronts. On the rears, they're normally about 2.
Fair enough.
Always check that these sliders are loose.
Yeah.
Because if they're not, they're a pain in the bum and they tend to seize up. So what most people forget, cleaning up. Clean these parts up, clean these bits up where this pad silk sit.
Yeah.
So.
Clean the hardware style thing. Oh, have we got new, we'll have new hardware, won't we?
What, these?
Yeah.
Some pad sets do, some pad sets don't. But if they don't, give them a perfect clean up. Take them off, clean them all around, clean the carrier up as well.
Cool.
So while the carrier's still there, I'm actually going to take them off and clean them up.
Yeah. Give it a yank.
Make sure you don't rip this.
Yeah, you don't want to rip that.
If fluid gets in there, that is going to ruin it.
Yeah.
Even though this has got grease, I always clean them up, put fresh grease on, so then you don't have no trouble down the line. If they get slightly corroded up, just use a wire brush or a bit of emery paper. Won't hurt. Keeps it nice and clean. Proper brake grease.
Nice.
Some people don't like using copper grease. Spread it all over there.
Yeah. So when you put them back on, do you have to kind of clip it onto the?
No, you don't clip it on. No, they should just normally slide in and
sit.
Yeah, there's like a little lip on the inside of here that holds it, sit on here that seats it up. Normally.
Okay.
But if they're badly worn, the only way you can get new rubber bits here is normally if you get a new caliper.
Oh, really?
It comes as a kit, yeah.
That's
yeah, because if you put a new caliper in there, it always comes with the new stuff like that.
Yeah, but isn't there a cheeky way of buying the new caliper, taking those out, swapping them, and then sending the caliper back?
That's just a horrible way of doing it. No, because then people like me at my garage and that order something like that, come in and is like, where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
So I send it back. I absolutely hate that when people do that.
Right, so the bolt you're taking out now?
That's the caliper carrier.
Right.
The hub. I did have it here. Where has it gone?
I do not have a clue.
No, my long ratchet.
Right.
Right, got me tool.
Got your big tool.
Yeah, my big tool. Right, you might want to step back a little bit because I don't want to hit the camera.
That's fine. You came bloody close when we were changing the tie rod, track rod on the Terrican. That was close.
That was very close.
On the playback, I thought I'd never do that and live. I'd never get the same shot and live, trust me.
That's the first these like to come out.
Oh, this is the first time this car's ever had that.
Yes.
You bang Loctite on those?
Always.
Yep.
Never anything else, no grease or anything like that.
No.
Always copper grease. Not copper grease.
Seriously?
Always Loctite.
Yeah.
Because of that is one of the main parts. You put Loctite on these bolts.
Yeah.
The caliper carrier bolts, so they don't come off or anything. And the caliper bolts.
Right.
If the pad set do not come with new bolts. Some do, some don't. Depends on the brand.
Fair enough. So now you're undoing the retainers for the disc.
Yeah, there's two screws there. Yeah. Sometimes they do work, sometimes they don't. And that one did.
To be fair, I've owned cars that don't have them fitted. They've been taken off, never put back.
Some cars are like that. And this one, there you go, that actually works.
No, I mean they've actually been taken out and never put back. I think the last person that did that was actually you.
Yeah, because on some of them, people do it and they tend to chew this up, make life a living hell to try and get them out.
Ah, right, so they absolutely just knacker the head so you can never...
Yeah, you mainly get that on like Golf Mark 4s.
Golf owners. So how does that disc actually look? It's not badly worn, is it? Let's be fair.
It has got a nice lip on it.
Yeah, a bit of a nice lip on that. But nothing major. I mean, crikey, you could keep using them.
You can, but you've got to make sure you're not down to the minimum spec. You don't want to go below the minimum spec, because then you're going to lose...
Right, just holding that disc, because obviously you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and that's really easy to imagine because you're looking at one of them, what is the minimum spec? What would you be looking for? Is there anything that shows it away? Gives it away,
no,
sorry.
No, there is. On new discs, when I get the new disc out, I'll show you where the minimum spec normally sits. It normally sits on the top here on the lip.
Yeah.
Or it sits here on that part that sits onto the hub.
Yeah.
It all depends on the brand and how they decide to work it out.
Okay.
But if you don't know the minimum spec of your car and the discs are that crappy and you can't see anything on it, there are programs out there that you can actually look up the minimum spec.
Okay.
It all depends on the make and the model of the car, and I mean we use this system which is called i30 technical.
Yeah.
Which tells you everything about the car really.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so you've done that bit. Now, are you going to clean any of that up with wire brushes? Because I know lots of people do.
You don't. Only if it had to be knocked off.
Ah, okay.
On some discs, there are little bits that you can actually put screws through and pull it off.
Yeah.
Or you can just tap it.
Fair enough.
But this one came off fine, so you don't have to because they've actually covered this all in copper grease.
Ah, right. Okay.
See that there is fine for copper grease because of when you put your wheels on, crap gets in between the hub and the wheel and it corrodes. And that's when you have to knock your wheel off.
Fair enough.
You don't want that.
No.
Trust me, I have that every day. And it's a nightmare.
Yeah. I bet it is.
But no, let's clean the rest of this nice little caliper carrier up. Go.
Oh, hello.
Aha, lovely.
So.
New backing plates.
Wonderful. You got some hardware on that, have you?
No.
No.
The only thing is this little bit of metal.
Yeah.
Which you know when on this style, when your discs or in your pads get very low, they hit that, and that's where you get a little squeal.
Ah, okay.
And if you look on the older pads, I'll try and clean it up a little bit. They've changed it. It's right there.
Yeah. Okay, I've got you.
So you've got to make sure you get it around right way.
Yeah.
And normally get the right size, back to back. They are the right size.
Excellent.
So when you get these back on, you want to make sure you get the right way. This is the piston side.
Yeah, obviously.
So this is the one that has a bit of metal.
Yeah, the backing plate goes on there.
Yeah, which is easy enough. Clip it in, just like that.
Oh, very simple.
What you do, get down the gap.
Yeah.
Pry it off. Try not to bend it, because if you haven't got new ones, they're a pain in the bum to try and straighten out. And trust me, I've tried that several times. That's why my toolbox. My toolbox is filled with these things.
So nice and gentle to take them off.
Yep, just get a wire brush or a bit of emery paper. Try and clean them up as much as possible, get all of the dirt off.
Yeah.
All the gunky stuff. Now, this is a bit like I said, always clean up here. People forget. Always. Because there's normally little gaps underneath where little bits of dirt sit, little bits of rust form on there.
Yeah.
Push the retaining clips up, and that's how you get binding brakes on the front, because they don't get cleaned up properly.
Blimey. Here comes the rain, look at that.
Yeah.
Make you speed up now, won't it?
Make me speed up.
Nah, nothing makes you speed up, Jesus Christ.
I'm fast enough when I do brakes. I've actually been told to slow down.
Have you?
Yeah, somebody I work with and that, I was trying to show him how to do things. He went, oh, slow down, you're going too quick. Well, then learn quicker.
Yeah.
Right, that's one caliper carrier cleaned. Let's have a look, make sure you get the right discs, because...
Nice new shiny brake disc. Or a rotor, as the Americans call them, because they rotate. Really original, America.
Right, make sure you dispose of all of this properly, obviously.
Obviously, yeah, chuck it over next door's fence. Right.
The minimum spec that I was talking to you about.
Yes.
Right there, you just about see it. Minimum spec for these discs is 21mm.
Okay, yeah, I've got it. Yep.
They normally sit up here.
Yeah.
And if you're doing rear brakes, which have drums as well as discs, they're on the inside.
Fair enough. Cool.
Because the inside will be the drum, which is maximum, not minimum.
Yeah.
Because they push out, not push in.
Right, before we get soaked, do you want to bung that disc on? You haven't lined the holes up, you silly bastard.
No, because of these discs go certain ways.
There you go.
Like that.
Oh, you see, you didn't check, did you, Mr. Professional? It's easy enough. It's an easy enough mistake. It's
always an easy enough mistake. It's just trying to get these all in the right way. Okay.
And you never really have to worry about Loctite in those because they're kind of surplus to requirements once the wheel's on, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the wheel holds it in place.
Sometimes, if they don't get done up properly. Where's my screwdriver?
Now, do you bother cleaning the surface of those?
Of
the brake discs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just forgot one little thing today.
Brake cleaner.
Yeah. Try your best to wipe all the stuff off.
Fortunately, these aren't caked in...
They haven't got the protective film on them, these ones.
Which is fortunate otherwise. Oh!
You didn't see that. I caught it. Caught it with the side of my hand.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you actually restrain it with something.
Yeah. Yeah, surface is all clean.
Yeah, I can confirm there is nothing on that.
Caliper carrier.
Caliper carrier.
But you want Loctite, which you can't really see properly.
Loctite, okay.
I can tell it's been used plenty.
Loctite 243.
That's what you use. You don't want that much, you don't want to cape it because you're not going to be able to undo it.
No.
A tiny little bit.
Well, that's a bit more than a tiny bit, but okay.
I've seen people coat the whole thing in.
Oh, right, yeah.
You don't need it because it's got threads.
Yeah.
So when it goes in, it turns around.
Yeah. So you bung it back in place.
Make sure you locate the holes properly.
Yeah.
Now what you don't want to do is put this in halfway, walk away, have a coffee, come back to it, and it'll be rock solid.
Yeah, you got to do, when you start doing this, you got to finish the job.
Yes, yes, you definitely do.
Now, the reason we're saying that is because we walked away because it started raining. And we came back to it about 5 minutes later because it's England. Right, so make sure you use factory spec torque settings, which is FT.
It's always FT.
Yeah.
And you only want to nip them up, really.
Prevention
there is torque settings for these, but you've got to search the whole entire internet for it, and it's a ball ache.
Yeah, just tighten the crap out.
Yeah, and all you want to do with this grease is just do the little ears.
Yeah.
Not too much, because of sometimes it can
Go
get
on.
too hot, sweat, move the disc, the grease, and it'll go into the disc.
And you don't want that. And you just slide them in.
Yeah, you just
Supposedly.
got to be careful. Yeah, supposedly.
Go on, son.
Oh, it doesn't want to go on properly. That's why. That stupid little bit of metal at the back was touching.
Oh, okay. So that little piece right up there.
Yeah.
The squealer bar.
Squeal. And yeah, when they start squealing, that gets really annoying.
Yeah, but at least it lets you know, change your brake pads.
Yeah, but some people go, oh, carry on. Just like that.
Nice and easy, nice and simple.
Now for this
Don't
bit,
you need to put the backing plate on that?
no, because that's only for the piston.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
It takes the pressure from the piston onto the pad, so you don't have a massive mark here, because it normally, if you have too much pressure on these, well, without these, you can normally crack the pad. And it's not a good thing, because as you can see, that little line there is for airflow.
Right.
Like disperse the heat.
Yeah.
And if you don't have this in place, it can get too hot, crack there, and it's new pads.
Cool.
Now what you want is a lovely little tool, which most people don't have.
But you do.
Seeing as I'm a mechanic, I have to. It's a caliper rewind back tool.
Okay.
You have one that goes one way,
Yeah.
and some you have that go in reverse, which is that one.
Okay.
That one just sits on there,
Yeah.
because it's for the piston,
Yeah.
and that. You have two types. You have that one that slides on.
Yeah.
You have one that you slide all the way around, it doesn't come off.
Okay.
And this one you can tell what way I do it, because there's a slight bit bent. It's supposed to be straight, but that's how many brakes I've done.
Yeah.
It depends on... Now, let's see if I can try and get this around so you can see it a little bit more.
There we go. Right, now, you undo the oil reservoir cap, don't you, when you do this?
Oil?
Brake fluid cap.
Say, you can undo the oil, I won't do nothing.
Yeah, yeah, the brake fluid reservoir
yeah,
cap.
the
All
brake
right,
reservoir
calm down.
cap.
We're human. We all say the wrong thing every so often.
And you don't want to push these back too quick,
No.
because you can ruin this little seal around here. Now, if
Right.
that gets any rip in it,
Yeah.
any water gets into that, it can seize this piston up, and that's the piston gone, caliper gone, need a new caliper.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to ruin a caliper.
So nice and gentle, nice and steady.
And they always, I use these due to the fact that if you use swan necks or anything else like that, and it goes in a silly angle,
Yeah.
it locks it in place, and that's how another way you can pit the little piston,
Yeah.
and that's another way of getting it to seize up and not sitting properly.
Ah.
Now you don't want to push this back so it's really tight and you can't undo it.
No.
As soon as it stops, it stops.
It
It's at
stops.
the
That's
end.
it. It's done.
That's it. So you can just knock it back slightly,
Yeah.
and it unlocks. And just pull it back, and
Okay.
now you can fit it all with the new brakes. Because if you don't, you'll have fun trying to fit it.
Yeah, because you won't have the room.
Yep. Now I've got to turn it back round this way.
So as you can.
And sit it all back on there, like so. Push that there. There you go. All sits perfect.
And everyone's a winner.
And because this brake set doesn't come with new ones, I have to use the old ones with Loctite.
Yeah.
Because the new ones, they come with Loctite already factually put on there. And I think I'm running out of Loctite. It's not good.
Don't run out of that
that's
now.
fine. I didn't knock it enough.
Okay.
You don't want to do these up too tight until
No.
you get the both in, otherwise it will be a pain in the bum.
Yeah.
And with these ones you nip up because of, as I said, it's got Loctite. There you go. Nice set of brakes all put on.
Lovely jubbly. Now it's going to be my turn, and it's going to take way longer.
Right,
So, Mr. Toolman.
what you want to do first is assess what you're actually going to be working on and what tools you reckon you're going to need.
Well, basically, I need to take these bolts out for the sliders, to take this off to hang that on my thingy, on my dingly dangly. So, can I have the, what were they, 14s, wouldn't they?
Yep. There you go, so do you want me to move this ramp?
No,
Or is it locking me in place?
down, right?
Down.
Stupid things like that people who are learning don't know. No, it's true. It's seriously true.
Yeah, I know.
There is no stupid question when you're learning. It's as simple as that.
Which is what I like when I'm teaching people, to ask, not just assume.
Yeah. And then that should come out, right?
Yeah. It should, but if it doesn't, you can use
brute force and
at the
ignorance.
top.
Right, so let's move those out like that. Move that away. And these should just come straight out. Mm-hmm. 1, 2.
Put it the right way. Put it on there. Push and try and undo.
Oh. Oh no, I'm rounding that off.
Give it an arm. Easier option.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
See if you can hold it and...
That's rounded off.
What I'm doing is trying to shock it.
Ah, okay.
So it normally loosens it. But for some reason this one...
That one
Like
was
that.
really in. Nice.
Now you can take that one out.
Yeah,
do it
and
properly.
carry on. Okay. Right, thank you kindly, sir. This is why we have teachers, you see, because when you screw up, I need that. Oh yeah, of course.
Make life easier.
Because when you screw up, they can save you. It is really easy to round those off. Are these a lot softer metal or something?
Yeah.
Ah.
I've come across them where someone before has actually rounded it completely off, and I've had to whack the disc.
Yeah.
So they actually snap.
Crikey.
And then you can wind it out from the hub and then put a fresh new one in.
Ah, I see. Right. So now I need to take these ones off to get the carrier out, right?
Yeah.
So what size are those?
They are
massive.
17.
17s, are they? Marvellous. Right, so bung that in there. That's just not undoing.
All it is build up rust from the back of it, because if it doesn't just sit in the hub, it comes through to the other side.
Yeah.
So rust basically sits on it.
Yeah, that is right. I can see the rust on that now. Crikey. There we go, look at that. And then that comes out. Pop that down there.
Is the top one still in?
Yeah, you hold that.
You want to hold the caliper carrier?
Yeah, I know, that's why I left the top one in. I'm not quite that stupid. There we go. Right, so that's out.
Put that aside and you can change the disc.
And then take the disc
How
off.
easy is that?
Nice and easy. Right, so now I need the replacement discs. Go do your job, sir. So, let's not make the mistake the professional made, and let's line this up correctly. Better than Loctite cross-threading. There we go. Yes, I know. Right. Now, got to pull these out, correct?
Yep.
So, so just a little bit on the top, yeah?
Yeah. Do a little line and smother it around. You don't want to really mix them up because they have to go in a certain way.
Right.
That's why that one has a little bit of rubber bit at the top and the other one doesn't.
Okay. Right, so one at a time, can't get it the wrong way around then.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and easy. So you just push it straight in, yeah?
Yeah, push it straight in, twist and that.
And then it locks in.
Pop straight on. They'll be fine just like that because it moves when the caliper's all connected to it.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be. There we go. Nice and easy moving. And then same with this one. There we go. At least it's clean. The grease that's on here, it's not full of caked in crap, so.
Which is a good thing. That means that them brakes have actually been maintained well in the past.
It was my car. Up until very recently, this was my car. And you know what I'm like with maintenance.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't do any of it. I have a tame mechanic called Dan. Yes, they're not
How's
ripped,
that one
they're not
feeling?
busted. Yeah, it feels all right. It's not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Right, so I've got to take these out now.
Just pry it apart slightly in that. They do. There you go.
Lovely, nice and easy. No. Give that a nice clean. Being careful not to hit the rubber bit.
If you want to get them cleaner even more than that, you normally can, if you don't have new ones come, you normally can use a flat screwdriver.
Yeah.
Just to scrape it up a little bit more.
Right then, now are these a specific way or can they just go either end?
As long as they do sit like that, because they have to lock into there. There you go, see?
Oh yeah, nice little click. Nice little audible click as it goes in. Oh, I've got you.
No, that's absolutely fine, because look, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny little locating bit there.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Okay.
And what I said by you need to make sure it cleans up, otherwise if you don't get it cleaned up properly, that tiny little gap right in there is where the dirt sits in and rises. That's what
I've got you. Right, yeah, I've got you.
That's what people just think, oh yeah, we'll clean this up and it'll be fine. It's not, it's underneath that you've got to watch it as well.
Now, brake grease on the pads, right?
Yes.
When I eventually put them in.
Yep.
Nice little dollop of
tip. Because that's the first bit that goes in.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to get...
With the thread, it works its way down.
Right. So it goes. I'm being a retard. It goes that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. If the thread is on the hub itself, then it's the caliper carrier goes the other side.
Yeah.
There are vehicles like that.
Okay. There we go. So that's that bit done.
And trying to find to get it.
Nice and easy, just click on there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go in there. Done. Nice and gently to wind it all in, making sure that I don't knacker anything. How's the top looking? Anything coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yay!
But I've got tissue around it, so you're fine.
So that's why you undo the cap. You just keep going until it stops. It's stopped. Undo that. Putting this back on. Now, do I have Loctite on these bolts as well? I do, don't I? Yeah.
The angle of it. Give it a tap and then a bit of a squeeze.
There you go. Right, so.
You wouldn't believe, beginning of the week, that was actually a brand new bottle.
No, I would, given what you do as a day job.
Those are easy to cross-thread as well, because they're only...
Yes, that's why I'm doing it by hand.
Softer aluminium.
That's why I'm doing it by hand, sir. I'm not going straight in with some kind of wacky bloody tool.
Yeah, it doesn't take a couple of ugger-duggers.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the FT setting. Right. So, let's see if I can do this without whapping my head on this next time. Now, do these have to be FT, do they?
No, they just have to be pinched.
So like
you don't want to put them FT because you can ruin them.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
As I said, they're soft, so you can strip the thread.
Strip the thread. Right, there we go.
And also, you've just put Loctite on, so...
Yeah, so it's kind of pointless.
Give it about 10 minutes, it will be hardening that. And
so there you go. Dan is my teacher and a brake job done. Simple. So, thanks Dan for helping me do the brake job and teaching me.
That's fine.
We've all got to learn somewhere. I hope that helped you guys at home learn how to do a basic brake disc pad change. Well, this is an i30. They're kind of set out similar on most hatchbacks and things like that.
It is the most common, yeah.
Yeah, it's the most common layout. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. You'll see Dan in the next one, because this car has a binding rear brake caliper, so he's going to now fix that, and I'm going to record him doing it. Cheers. See you later.